Yeah. Very good.
morning and welcome to council chambers. Sorry, that was my double item. Good morning and welcome to council chambers. Before the meeting begins, I just wanted to make an announcement to those that are on the virtual queue. If you were on with your hand raised yesterday on non-agenda public comment, before non-agenda public comment virtual back trail, that will be taken at the beginning of today's session. We did take a screenshot, so we have your name. You will have an opportunity to speak during non-agenda public comment at 10 a.m. as soon as we begin the meeting, and then again at the end of the meeting during non-agenda public comment. So please be sure to raise your hand now if you had your hand raised yesterday during non-agenda public comments, period. Thank you, Council President.
Give us a moment, folks. All right, good morning. I will now call the City Council meeting of Tuesday, May 12th, 2026 to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Council President. Councilmember Campbell? Here. Councilmember Whitburn?
Here.
Councilmember Foster?
Here.
Councilmember Von Wolfert? Council President Pro Tem Lee?
Here.
Present. Councilmember Elo Rivera and Council President LaCava.
Present.
Also attending the meeting are City Attorney Heather Ferber, Independent Budget Analyst Charles Monica, Council Affairs Advisor in the Mayor's Office, Code Advisor, and myself, your City Clerk, Deanna Fuentes. Thank you, Council President.
All going, conduct yourself appropriate for being in City Council chambers. We will begin this morning with the land acknowledgement and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Council President Pro Tem Lee.
We respectfully acknowledge that the Kumeyaay Nation are the original inhabitants of the unceded land now known as San Diego. Despite enduring the horrors of genocide and colonization, the Kumeyaay spirit remains unbroken. We honor the resilience of their ancestors who fought to protect their culture and land. Today they carry their legacy forward, ensuring that their traditions continue to thrive in gratitude and strength. We stand with the Kumeyaay Nation, connected to our past and committed to a thriving future. If we will all join me in facing the flag. Ready to begin?
Thank you. I'd like to highlight the slide on the screen that reviews how the public can offer their public testimony during today's meeting. Please note the time allocations for proclamations and consent items for meeting management purposes is 1 minute per item, a maximum of 3 minutes for 3 or more items. The order can be found on the agenda summary found online or at the table in the back of the room. If you're in person, please complete a speaker slip located at the entrance of chambers and bring it to the front of the room. Council ambassadors are available near the entrance and can assist with questions and speaker slips. Please note that no further in-person testimony will be taken once the council begins virtual testimony. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, City Clerk. Again, as City Clerk had announced earlier, we will be taking non-agenda public comment for those individuals who attempted to participate virtually at the end of yesterday's council meeting. Due to loss of quorum, we were not able to get to them, so this is for those people that, again, have their hands up. City Clerk kept a record of those individuals, and they will now continue to do non-agenda public comment at the end of this morning's session, as we typically do on our Tuesday council hearing. So, Clerk, please proceed with the trail virtual non-agenda public comment.
Thank you, Council President. There were 7 people with their hands raised. I do have that for the record. Per Rule 2.7, non-agenda public comment is an opportunity for members of the public to comment on items that are not on the agenda but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. Starting with the original, if you can please come up to the microphone. Technically, Blair and I should get 2 minutes for the non-agenda public comment that you robbed us of the first time that I caught you not having quorum when you couldn't continue the meeting. You said I was being disruptive. I have since caught you 4 other times with no quorum, and you said I was being disruptive. You had me escorted out by the police with threats of arrest, and you cannot continue a meeting like that, and you know it, as you are now course correcting and saying that you have to have a quorum. But the city attorney sat there, or whoever's in that seat, whether it's Heather or not, watched this happen. And you guys know that you cannot illegally conduct a meeting, whether it's through the Brown Act, Robert's Rules of Order, your own board policy. You have to have a quorum, and you know it. And you treated me like a criminal for calling it out and calling out your misconduct. And you guys all blatantly looked me in the face as though you were saying, fuck you. When you know, again, that it's illegal. That's why you have since said we have to have a quorum. You stopped the meeting yesterday because of it. And it's like, because you deprived me of my rights. You had me escorted out, blatantly knowing what you were doing. Time and again, just behind the wall. It doesn't matter, you guys know that. And it's like, do that. I mean, I get it because you guys don't like me, but you were acting and conducting business illegally. And you treated me like a criminal for it. And so it's like, how can you guys be That's what's so horrible about it, is that you course corrected, but you stuck your feet in the ground and treated me like a criminal. Thank you, Madam Consider Mark. Next is Tomei. I do not see him online. Next is Ernie Casper. I do not see him online. Next is Becky Rath. If you can please unmute.
Thank you and good morning. My name is Becky Rapp, and I'm here today to ask the city to prioritize enforcement against illegal kratom and flavored tobacco sales that are happening openly across our neighborhoods. One of our neighboring cities, Oceanside, is actively enforcing the law, and according to recent reports, Oceanside Police and Code Enforcement seized more than 6,300 prohibited flavored tobacco and nicotine products during one operation alone. Under their municipal code, every violation can be treated as a separate offense, and each day the violation continues can create additional penalties. I understand that enforcement matters. Meanwhile, in San Diego, we have smoke shops selling flavored vapes, illegal nicotine products, kratom extracts, and high-potency substances with little to no visible enforcement. Our penalties are minimal, and many businesses simply treat them as a cost of doing business. Kratom is not harmless. Highly concentrated kratom products are being described by the DEA as being stronger than morphine and are now being called the smoke shop's heroin. The California Department of Public Health has already warned against these products and prohibited their sale for human consumption. Yet cities still lack the local enforcement structure needed to truly address the problem. If enforcement requires stronger policies, then this council needs to act. When businesses violate the law, they should be held accountable. Please strengthen San Diego's enforcement policies, increase penalties, and direct code enforcement and SDPD to make this an urgent priority. Thank you.
Thank you, Madison. If you can please unmute.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, council members. For teenagers, even low-level use of marijuana is linked to higher risks of psychiatric issues and poorer school performance. Today, more people report using marijuana daily than alcohol daily. That sounds like a pretty addicting substance. Among daily users, about 1 in 4 will develop cannabis use disorder, meaning they struggle to stop. They build a tolerance, and they feel off if they don't have it. While marijuana is often marketed for anxiety and wellness, research shows it can actually worsen anxiety and mood disorders for some users. And now 6% of young people ages 18 to 24 choose to use marijuana as a sleep aid as well, the same way people might use melatonin or magnesium to help them fall asleep. The concern we have is for the young people. The developing brain is especially vulnerable. Adolescent marijuana use is linked to a risk of depression, anxiety, psychosis, and even measurable declines in memory, learning, and IQ over time. Instead of expanding access to this harmful substance, we need to make sure that prevention, education, and public awareness keep pace. Let's do this for.
Next is Kathleen Linden. Somebody here has the Zoom meeting, if you can please silence it. Kathleen Linden. You don't have your hand raised, but you were one of the people trailed. If you can please unmute. Or you'll need to move on to the next caller. Moving on to the next caller, we have 8700. If you can please unmute, *6. $8,700. If you would like to just speak later, you can. I'll move on to the final speaker, 5457. And you're not present. Anyone else who has their hand raised, you did not have your hand raised during yesterday's non-agenda public comment. You'll still have an opportunity at the end of this morning's session to speak during that time. That concludes non-agenda public comment trail from yesterday's meeting. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, City Clerk, for attempting to navigate that again. We will continue to have non-agenda public comment at the end of the morning sessions, as we traditionally do on our Tuesdays. With that, we will now dispense with the approval of the proclamation items. Clerk, if you could introduce those items and then proceed with public comment.
Thank you, Council President. The public comment period for the proclamation items is now open. Each speaker will have 1 minute per item per person. If you would like to speak on 3 or more items, you will have a maximum of 3 minutes. Proclamation items being approved are items 30 through 34, S500 and S504. We have several speakers here, starting with William. William Patu, if you can please come up. After that, we have James Udan. If you can please come up to the yellow reserve seats at the front. Kathleen Bang, please. Please proceed. You'll have a minute.
Good morning, Council President, Council members, and fellow commissioners, and members of our community. My name is William P. Toom. I serve as Vice Chair of San Diego Senior Affairs Advisory Board. It is an honor to stand before you during Older Americans Month to recognize the wisdom, resilience, and lifelong contributions of older adults throughout San Diego. As a proud San Diegan, born and raised in the city, this moment is deeply personal to me because when I look at San Diego, I do not see progress. I see the generations of older adults who sacrifice, hard work, and perseverance help build. Today, many seniors continue facing challenges, including housing affordability, social isolation, transportation access, and increasing pressure of caregivers and healthcare systems. As our population continues to age, we have an opportunity and a responsibility. To all older Americans throughout San Diego, thank you for your wisdom, your sacrifice, and your continued contributions to our city. Thank you.
James?
James E. Dan, a board member of the City of San Diego Filipino American Employees Association. I would like to thank Kent Lee's office for inviting me here today. My comments are my own and do not necessarily express the views and opinions of my employer or any organizations I am affiliated with. Thanks for the proclamation recognizing the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Beginning as Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, May was chosen as it coincides with the first Japanese immigrants to the United States in 1843 and the completion of the first transcontinental railroad, which partially relied on Chinese American labor in 1869. Though Asians have been in what is now the United States long before them, Filipinos landing at Morro Bay in 1587, an Asian Indian at Jamestown in 1635, a Native Hawaiian at Fort Astoria in 1811. We look forward to many of you joining us for our luncheon on Tuesday, the 2nd of June in Balboa Park. Have a good rest of your day.
Kathleen?
Good morning, City Council members and City staff. I'm Kathleen Day, Board Secretary of the Chinese Consolidated Benevolent Association, one of the oldest Chinese American organizations founded in downtown San Diego in the late 1800s, and what was then the Chinatown of San Diego, where many notable people have roots from, such as the former San Diego City Council member Tom Hom. Our organization has been active in San Diego for over 125 years. Some of our programs include the San Diego Chinese New Year Fair, the Lucky Lion Dancers, and the Six Days Senior Garden, an affordable senior home property in the Asian Pacific Historic Thematic District. Please note there's more work to be done to support the organizations here and not present today doing critical community engagement work. We call on you to protect and support all our organizations who produce programs that help San Diegans thrive, whether it be a community festival or an educational project. Thank you for highlighting this month, the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and please continue to build more pathways for our communities and organizations to thrive. Thank you.
Wesley?
Good morning, City Council members. My name is Wesley Quach. I am the Director of Business Corporate Enhancements at the CDC. I'm joined here by my colleagues Raniel Guzman and Luis Pletes. And I want to mention that I'm also on the board of the CCP as well. But in regards to City Heights is home to a large Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community, including many Southeast Asian families from Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia who came to the United States as refugees in the 1970s. My own family until they City Heights in 1985, and it's still open to this day. Their story reflects the American dream and the resilience of City Heights, a community built by hardworking immigrant and refugee families who have helped shape the culture, businesses, and spirit of our neighborhood. From everyone here at City Heights CDC, I just want to thank for honoring the contributions of our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And you can time ceded to you by Raniel Guzman. Please raise your hand. And Luis, please. Thank you. You didn't use all your time, but thank you so much. Blair Beekman, if you could please come forward. You'll have 3 minutes speaking on items 33, S500, and S504. And then after that will be allegedly Audra on 31, 32, and S504.
Hi, thank you, Blair Beekman. Thank you for, first off, allowing public comment from yesterday, bringing it back here today. A really, really nice gesture, you guys, and I hope it can set a good precedent we can do in the future as well. Good luck what we can do. I sent you guys a letter on protocol ideas on how to work on quorum, different ways to coordinate. Hope you can read it, and I think it will be helpful. For item 33 is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And, you know, I've been visiting Hawaii almost every year now in the wintertime to listen to the whales, to swim underwater, and just hear them talk and sing to each other. And for quite a few years now. And back and forth between San Diego and Hawaii on our ocean issues, erosion issues. There's a lot of ideas that I think can be really worked on. So this is an important item in how we consider the future of Hawaii and the Hawaiian people and what we're doing with our future lives. So thank you for this item. For S500, Professional Municipal Clerks Week, some nice words were said about City Clerk Fuentes a few weeks ago, and yeah, I wish I could say more about how important the work of a city clerk does to go between public, government. The work they do can be really incredible, and good luck in continued good efforts and creating public accessibility and accountability and a public participatory process, which I think City Clerk Fuentes can be really good at, and I hope you continue. Thank you. Good luck in those continued good efforts. And Building Safety Month, S504, Spirit Airlines just ended, and they were like really low-cost, awesome airlines for low-income people. I mean, you can get to San Francisco there for $25-$30, where the bus is now like 80 or 90, or around that. And Spirit Airlines always worked on safety. They always had a really good safety record, and it reminded me of that with this item. Good building safety is important. Good luck what we're doing with Midway Rising things. I think you're really going to have to review the environmental reporting on that. And we build safely, and we always talk about that. Thank you.
Thank you. Allegedly nothing. Items 31, 32, and S504. And you'll have 3 minutes. Please proceed.
Yes, with this Genocide Remembrance Day, I just find it interesting the things that people do when our nation is actively engaged in genocide in other countries, and we bomb like schools of children and stuff like that. I don't feel like people necessarily are kind of standing against that. It's like, let's wait to bring forward a proclamation one day for these children and all these people that are being killed in the Holy Land, and our occupation of Israel that is leading us to do some really nefarious things. Maybe we could stand against that kind of stuff. But I guess if it's not going to fit into what you guys are doing, you're not going to do it. But it just makes us look really bad when we're going to be like, we're going to stand up for this, but also be engaged in genocide ourselves. And then Older Americans Month. This is nice, but the way we treat older people is pretty crappy. They get their homes taken in probate. I mean, we throw them into these really horrible, nursing homes instead of being like, let's keep them active and keep their brains going, you know what I mean? Instead, let's fill them with pharmaceuticals so they have dementia and basically, spend the rest of their golden years locked away somewhere where nobody wants to see them, sitting in a wheelchair in one of those homes, probably missing their teeth or their eye because someone took it. It's just really sad to see those things happen, and then we also just have a proclamation to kind of wash it away. I feel like that's what we do. We just wash things away by pretending like we're really supportive of that when what they go through is horrible. And then the building safety. It's interesting because you guys put people in fire dangers with your buildings or what your projects you bring through and all of the density that you guys want to bring forward, and then no evacuation routes. It's cool. Right? So it's like, when are we going to actually do stuff that would fall in line with that? Is what I'm wondering. Because it seems like, again, you guys try and wash the things away by putting this forward, and then your actions kind of prove that, do you really care about that? I mean, are we just following what the state wants? And so we're just going to have everything in San Diego be a very high fire zone and densely populated. Smart. I mean, shoot, I'm a criminal for calling out your guys' misconduct and your inability to do a meeting without a quorum. But I was wrong, right?
Kelly Charles, speaking on item S504.
Hello, good morning, Council President and members of City Council. My name is Kelly Charles. I'm the Chief Building Official and Deputy Director of our Building Construction Safety Division and Development Services Department. I want to sincerely thank you for proclaiming May 2026 as Building Safety Month. Something that goes unseen but touches nearly every one of us. The safety, resilience, sustainability every day. Your recognition affirms that a strong and thriving San Diego is built on a foundation of safe homes, workplaces, and public spaces. We are especially grateful for your continued leadership in advancing building codes and policies that address critical issues such as energy efficiency, water conservation, and disaster resilience. In a region we face risks from wildfires, earthquakes, and floods, your commitment gives our community confidence that the places we live, work, and gather are designed to protect us. The 2026 theme, Built to Last. Thank you.
Thank you. That does conclude public comment on proclamations here in council chambers. Going to those participating remotely, I started the 5-minute timer. We currently have 4 people in the queue. Lori Saldana, if you can please let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Yes, thank you. Good morning. I'd like to speak to item 30, Youth Symphony Day, item 32, Older Americans Month, and item S504, Building Safety Month.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Regarding the Youth Symphony Day, I appreciate very much this being recognized as an essential part of any community, that music and the arts are essential ways for young people especially to not only learn the basics of reading music and performing with others, but also of self-expression, which is in classical education is the highest form of education that we can offer to people at all ages. Also, studying music is something that information technology and coding. I realize that those students who are learning computer skills as well. There's something about the keyboarding and the coding that translates whether it's on an instrument or into a computer. So by supporting Youth Symphony, we're really supporting future tech leaders as well as talented musicians. Item 32, Older Americans Month. San Diego, as I mentioned in my comments yesterday, needs to do more to protect older adults, including myself, from hazards that we go about in daily lives. Sidewalks that are broken and uneven, other things that get in the way of our independence and mobility and end up causing injuries. It not only puts a personal cost to trying to be active throughout our lives, but a broader cost to our community. If we are disabled and unable to participate in activities without assistance, it does put a cost, and especially when it comes to caregiving, a cost on women in particular who wind up caring for older adults who are disabled and not able to live independently. So I appreciate the recognition of the importance of this, and I encourage San Diego to do more to have safe mobility corridors for everyone, but especially those later in life. And finally, on Building Safety Month, the safest building you can put up in San Diego is in the safest possible location. And as we see with a changing climate, what happened along Choyes Creek, what is happening on our coastline, there are some areas that are simply no longer safe to place a building. And on top of that list is the Midway area. And I realize Midway Rising, or as I refer to it, Midway Sinking, is a premier project for the city council and the mayor in particular. But the reality is that is a coastal zone, and it is having subsidence. All of us who live in the area, who drive in the area, can see it and feel it. The water tables are changing in our coastal areas, and to build safely means to choose choice to put more people, larger buildings, ultimately they will be in harm's way.
Thank you for that concluding comment. Hector, please unmute and let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
All right, Hector here. I'd like to go with and the building safety thing.
You'll have 2 minutes, please proceed.
Safety in San Diego. Okay.
No, sorry, I didn't see here the first one. It's the 3 minutes.
The old guys, the genocide, and the old building. Okay, I could go. Okay, so the building safety proclamation. The city is really lacking integrity because the building you're sitting in right now is a total fire hazard. It's unsprinkled. There's no sprinklers in that building. And if a fire broke out on the 3rd floor, who's going to be able to get down the stairs, both stories of stairs? Say if they're charging lithium batteries on the 3rd floor. It smolders and then it explodes, creates a fire, creates smoke. The elevators stop working. They're not working. How are the people in your room there going to get down to the floor? With firemen coming out, confusion, a lot of smoke. The very building you're sitting in, you should remove that proclamation for the building safety because where it's coming from is an unsafe building. You know, it's crazy. Then on the genocide, Armenian slavery in our country was a real genocide too, man. And then one thing with the Chinese and the Japanese, the Asians are great people. You know, great San Diegans throughout San Diego, they're Asians, and the beautiful people are great people. But one thing about Japan,
You had some technical difficulties. Moving to the next caller, John Stump, please unmute. Please let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
32, 33, S500, S504.
Please proceed, you'll have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for recognizing seniors. And I particularly appreciate the senior members of council, those old guys and women in council recognizing a day for us. You know, as a senior citizen, I try to keep my mind alert excuse me, on the I really appreciate the clerk's office and its work. Clerk's office makes things run. It's essentially the secretary for the municipal corporation. And I have had a great experience with the previous 4 city clerks. On building safety, most of you aren't aware that the council chamber on the 12th floor, because that was kind of a hierarchical thing. Building safety is that we have added to the council chambers. You know, originally there were no chairs behind the council members because they had no staff. And, you know, there wasn't a white plastic chain, and they wasn't reserving all those seats for staff members. None of that occurred originally under the city manager form of government. The council chamber was much safer. And then there was one final item. I just really appreciate it. I hope council starts to recognize service to senior citizens by keeping fees low. Thank you much.
Thank you. The 5-minute timer has been concluded. There's 2 speakers on the queue, and additional speakers will be taken. Judy Stringer, you can please unmute and let me know which item or items you wish to speak to.
Yes, good morning. I called in to speak to item 32. I felt as an older San Diegan, it was probably my responsibility as a retired social worker and now one who advocates for public health policy. I would remind us that older Americans, and the definition that I'm using here is over 65, are particularly vulnerable to marijuana use due to age-related physiological changes, which include higher body fat and slower metabolism. I'm having trouble reading these things about older people. Well, for us. And for example, what this looks like is a cardiovascular strain. Marijuana can cause rapid heartbeat and elevated blood pressure, which can provoke heart attacks, angina, and strokes. And its contribution to falls and injuries strikes fear in the heart of older people. Marijuana is known to cause dizziness, lightheadedness, impaired balance, and significantly raising the risk of falls and what comes with them, fractures and injuries, and respiratory.
Items 30 through 35.
I have a few minutes. Please proceed.
I'd just like to remind this council that the rights of all of these people to speak on these proclamations was won through a lawsuit initiated by attorney Craig Sherman and his Center for Local Government Accountability. Prior to that, the City Council would give out the proclamations, take the photos, and watch the recipients leave the council chambers with their awards before allowing the public to speak on these items. I spoke several times to this council requesting the right to speak before proclamations were voted on, but this council refused to follow the law. So I eventually allow the public to speak on these proclamations before they were voted on, as we do now. There's a lesson to be learned here. Rather than annoyance, this council should see all public speakers guide this council's decision and keep the city out of trouble. This council needs an attitude adjustment to give proper respect to the people. That includes sometimes taking non-agenda comments and forcing it to the end. Finally, I'd like to endorse many of the comments by the previous speakers.
Thank you. That concludes public comment on the proclamations today.
All right, for the record, it wasn't this council that got sued, it was prior council that got sued, and we continued that appropriate action that Mr. Lewinsky made happen. So with that, we will turn it over to thank you, City Clerk, for handling public comment. We'll turn it over to my colleagues for questions or comments and entertain a motion. We'll start with Council President Pro Tem Lee.
Thank you, Council President. I'll start by moving the proclamations agenda and speak to items 31, 33, 34, and S500. I actually want to start with S500 as I'm honored to join this proclamation with Council President Mercaba in recognizing Professional Municipal Clerks Week. There are many public servants who do not often receive enough recognition, and I believe our municipal clerk is a strong example of just that. They serve as a vital link between residents and the government that represents them, and so I think we're taking this opportunity to celebrate our fantastic city clerk, Diana Fuentes, who leads a critical office that ensures the transparency of our city government, ensures access to the public, maintains official records, and carries out many other essential functions that keep our local government operating effectively. We know that Clerk Fuentes and her team go far above and beyond that capacity, and I think you see that in the care in which they approach their conversations with every member of the public who looks to have their voice heard, and how they expand access, whether it's through language, providing passport services, and more, so that the public does feel engaged with their local government. And we are very fortunate, Clerk Fuentes, for your leadership in that capacity. So thank you to your team for the work that you do every single day. Next, I'll speak to item 31. I want to thank my colleagues, Council President Mercaba, Councilmember De Rivera, for bringing forward today's meaningful proclamation and recognizing April 24th as Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day. Today, we come together to remember and honor the Armenian people and the lives lost during one of the first genocides of the 20th century. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, Armenians living under the Ottoman Empire faced increasing prosecution and discrimination during a period of political unrest and war. And on April 24th, 1915, Armenian intellectuals and community leaders were arrested, marking what is the beginning of the Armenian genocide. From 1915 to 1923, approximately 1.5 deportation, starvation, and death marches. Families were displaced from their homes, and survivors were forced to rebuild their lives in communities across the world, including in San Diego. Despite an unimaginable loss and hardship, the Armenian people preserved their culture, faith, and traditions through resilience and strength. And today, those communities continue to enrich cities around the world, including San Diego. And so we're here to recognize Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, to honor the memory of the victims and survivors, and stand in solidarity with the Armenian community in condemning the atrocities that were. And I want to especially thank the team from the University of California, San Diego Local Affairs, along with members of Armenian Pre-Law Society, I believe, who helped to draft and bring forward this proclamation for our consideration today, and join them in commemorating the remembrance of all Armenian lives and celebrating their contributions. Next, for item 34, I want to celebrate the 19th annual San Diego Dragon Boat Festival today. Festival Day, which is coming up shortly this next weekend. This tradition dates back more than 2,000 years, and locally the San Diego Alliance for Asian Pacific Islander Americans has hosted the event annually, almost every year except for, I think, during the pandemic perhaps. And we appreciate the coordination and dedication that it takes for a group of volunteers to bring teams from all over early on a weekend morning to get out on Mission Bay and to participate in these races. I'd actually like to welcome the president of the organization, Hui Zheng, to share a few words about this incredible event and the important work the organization does.
Good morning, Council President and Council members. My name is Hui Zhang. On behalf of San Diego Alliance for Asian Pacific Islander Americans, I would like to thank you for your support. This is a great deal to our community. So today I'm honored to bring my team members to here and celebrate this important day and also share a few words as well. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Linda Tu, and I served as president of the San Diego Alliance for Asian Pacific Islander Americans from 2005 to 2020. The first meeting I held for the Alliance was a community picnic. Susan Davis' district rep at the time, Todd Gloria, came. Of course, today we know Todd as the mayor of San Diego. The first San Diego Dragon Boat Festival that I headed from beginning to end was the second one. I worked on the first one as well. And City Council came, as did County Supervisor Greg Cox and Congresswoman Susan Davis. And then we held walks in the Asian Pacific Historic District with Congresswoman Susan Davis. And City Council member Kevin Faulkner came, and he told me, well, Congresswoman Susan Davis is also my congresswoman. And that was a period of bipartisanship and reaching across the aisle. Throughout, the history of the Alliance has been also the history of San Diego and the history of the county of San Diego and San Diego's mayors. And you have always all been behind us, and thank you, Kent Lee, for having been going to all three of our San Diego Dragon Boat Festivals the years that you have been council member. We are grateful to you all and hope that we continue to walk and work together. Thank you.
Good morning, dear Council President, Council member, and honored guests. So first, I'd like to thank you all to support our Dragon Boat Festival. As the organizer, Alliance has been always advocate year-round Dragon Boat race, And this year will be our 19th annual San Diego Dragon Boat Festival. There will be athletes from not only from San Diego, also from Newport, Los Angeles, and Northern California. It will be a fun event. You're all welcome to see us on this Saturday, Admission Day. Thank you very much again for the support.
Juliana.
Good morning, I'm Juliana Chang. I am captain of Musing Dragons, which is San Diego Chinese Historical Museum's official team. We won gold last year. This is my second year participating in the festival and learning this amazing sport of my heritage. I'm so proud to participate in it, and I look forward to being hard out for the race for my team, and I'm so proud to participate in this sport and this festival in our wonderful city of San Diego, and hope to define our title, Go Musing Dragons. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Samuel, for all that you do to put this event together. Look forward to seeing you out there. Finally, on item 33, I'm proud to join my colleagues in proclaiming that San Diego is home to more than 250,000 residents of AHPI descent, and it is important that we continue recognizing and celebrating the community's invaluable contributions to our city, state, and nation's economic, civic, social, and cultural fabric. This Heritage Month was first federally commemorated in 1977 as Asian Pacific Heritage Week, later expanded to the full month of May. And the month was chosen, as you might have heard from one of the public comments, to recognize the arrival of the first Japanese immigrants to the United States on May 7th, 1843, and the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad on May 10th, 1869. Both a historic achievement made possible through the labor of Chinese immigrants who are often exploited and excluded. The efforts to federally recognize the significance of AHPI communities came through the White House Initiative on Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders, which helped to guide efforts since its establishment in 1999 until it was eliminated by this current administration on January 20th, 2025. So at a time when cultural communities continue to face discrimination, erasure, and attacks on their histories and identities, we proudly stand with all those represented within the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander community. And we take this opportunity to recognize how diverse that community truly is, so that we can continue to disaggregate the data, broaden language access, and truly celebrate each of your unique cultures, histories, and needs. I want to thank the organizations dedicated to advancing this work, some of which are present with us here this morning. And this AHPI Heritage Month, we encourage all San Diegans to continue learning about, celebrating, and uplifting the rich histories, cultures, and contributions of the community, and recognize the work that still has to be done. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, Council President Pro Tem. I'll take that as a motion to approve the proclamation. All right.
Made it right in the beginning.
It's just been so long, I kind of forgot. We'll go next to Councilmember Whitburn.
Thank you very much, Council President. Good morning to everybody. To everybody who's being recognized with proclamations today. On item 30, I am pleased to join City Attorney Herbert in recognizing today as San Diego Youth Symphony Day. For 80 years, the San Diego Youth Symphony Conservatory has been one of the most important arts institutions in our region. This season, more than 900 musicians are enrolled in their Balboa Park ensembles. Through their Community Opus project, they also provide free after-school music instruction to students throughout San Diego County. The influence of the San Diego Youth Symphony goes beyond music. These young participants build confidence and discipline and community. Their season finale concerts are this weekend in Balboa Park. I know a lot of people are looking forward to those performances. The executive director of the San Diego Youth Symphony, Kate Battenfield, is here with us in chambers this morning, and I'd like to welcome her up to say a few words. Thank you for joining us here, and please feel free to join us at the microphone, and welcome to Council Chambers.
Thank you. And good morning, and thank you so much to City Attorney Herbert, Councilmember Whitburn, the entire City Council for this great honor. It's genuinely an honor to be here, and I'm so proud to represent the San Diego Youth Symphony and its thousands of of students, family, staff, and teaching artists who bring dedication, joy, and learning to everything we do. Each day, we show up for young people across the city, from our youngest learners in our early childhood groups to our advanced ensembles and our students. This work matters deeply to families, and it matters to San Diego. San Diego has always been a city that values culture and arts. And we're grateful for it. We also know that cities with thriving artistic institutions attract young families, draw talented workers, and drive tourism and economic vitality. The arts are not something that San Diego can afford to lose. The arts are woven into everything this city has to offer. They're infrastructure for a thriving city. San Diego Youth Symphony has been here for 80 years. We plan to be here for 80 more and beyond. And we trust that San Diego will continue to invest in the culture and the creativity that make it such a remarkable place to live. On behalf of the San Diego Youth Symphony and my colleagues here today, thank you so much for this incredible honor, and thank you for prioritizing arts and culture.
Thank you very much, Ms. Backfield, and congratulations. Thank you for all that you and your team do for young people around the county, including the board and the volunteers, all the parents who are part of it. Really appreciate your presence and everything you do. So thank you again. On item 32, I'm pleased to join Council President Makata and Councilmember Campbell in recognizing this month as Older Americans Month in the city of San Diego. Older Americans Month is a time to honor the contributions and resilience and continued impact of all of the older adults in our community. Many of our older residents are leaders, mentors, caregivers, veterans, volunteers, and neighbors who have helped build the San Diego that we know and love today. They continue to play a vital role in strengthening our families, supporting our youth, and enriching our civic life. Older Americans Month is not just about recognition of our city, and I want to thank the many organizations and caregivers and activists and advocates who work every day to serve older residents across our city. On item 33, thank you to my colleagues, Council President Pro Tem Lee, Councilmember Foster, and Councilmember Elo Rivera for proclaiming this month as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. These communities have helped shape San Diego through leadership in business, education, public service, the arts, science, and so many other fields. We also recognize the strength and resilience of communities whose histories include overcoming hardship and discrimination and barriers to opportunity while continuing to build and thrive. And I want to thank the many cultural organizations, community leaders, and residents who continue to preserve heritage, uplift voices, and educate future generations. And finally, I join my colleagues in celebrating City Clerk Puentes during Professional Municipal Clerks Weeks. Happy to second the motion to approve the proclamations.
All right, thank you, sir. So we have a motion by Council President Pro Tem Lee and a second by Councilmember Whitburn to move the proclamations. We'll go next to Councilmember Campbell.
Thank you, Council President. Congratulations to everyone receiving proclamations today. I personally want to speak on items. There's a large percentage of our city's population is age 65 and older, and I want to take this opportunity to recognize just a few of the many important organizations who serve this population. Serving Seniors is one of them. It's been an incredible partner providing resources for San Diego's population, from meals and health services to opportunities for connection. Recently in District 2, they began operating a new senior center in Claremont, the Judith L. Seltz Senior Center, in the newly opened affordable apartments for seniors and families at the Mount Etna campus. Also, we have Meals on Wheels, delivering healthy meals to seniors around the city and county, allowing them to age in place while having access to proper nutrition. By providing assistance with daily tasks of living, health appointments, transportation, and more. All of these organizations and many, many more play a crucial role in supporting San Diego's older population and staff for the work that they do to allow our seniors to age with dignity and support. Armenian Genocide Remembrance happened a long time ago now, 1915 to 1923. The Ottoman Empire made policy to exterminate the Armenian people who were part of their empire. They did so, and the rest of the world did not complain. Thank God many Armenians were able to escape and now enrich all our cultures around the world, including right here in San Diego. It is reported that Hitler referred to this genocide and how it was ignored when he ordered his government to murder the Jewish people of Europe and all the other people who disagreed with him. Let us not forget he killed 12 million people. He murdered 12 million people. And so let us never forget the lessons of genocide, which unfortunately are going on today as well. And so I want to thank the bringers of this proclamation for reminding us about the Armenians, what they went through, and then let us realize that all of us are God's children. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Campbell. We'll go next to Councilmember Gila Rivera.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, my colleagues who brought these proclamations forward today. I'll start by expressing my appreciation to you, Council President, and Council President Pro Tem Lee for joining me in recognizing Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day. I also had the opportunity to briefly meet some students from the Armenian Pre-Law Association. Great job in working with Council President Pro Tem Lee's office in drafting this. I think this is an important proclamation for a number of reasons. One, just that I could see it in the students' faces, the recognition that the city that they live in, where they study, is recognizing their community, the history of their community. And as we know, and as has been said already, this is a community that had to fight for the recognition that this atrocity occurred. So as if the pain of that atrocity is not enough, having to deal with the trauma that comes from having to share the stories and the evidence that were targeted and targeted in this way, makes it even more important for cities, states, and countries around the world to recognize Armenian genocide and all genocide that is never acceptable and should be called for what it is when we see it, and never allowed to happen when we see it happening. I'll also express my appreciation to Council President Pro Tem Lee and Councilmember Foster in joining me in proclaiming May 2026 to be Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I couldn't be more proud to represent District 9 and all of the diverse communities in it. The Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander communities within District 9 are such an important part of our district, they're such an important part of our city, and have been for a very, very long time. And so please see this proclamation as a way of saying thank you for those contributions and for everything that you do for and in our city. I am very appreciative of it and glad that we are bringing this proclamation forward. And then finally, thank you, Council President, to you and Council President Pro Tem for bringing forward Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Ms. Fuentes does an amazing job along with her team. I had a chance to kind of see up close just how hard they are always working when I was in your role, Council President, and it's really amazing. It's not just the friendly faces and kindness and patience that are demonstrated here during council meetings, but an incredible amount of work and preparation that goes into making these meetings happen, of keeping us moving in the right direction and making sure that the work of the city, the important things that need to get processed, all of that is happening. Clerk Fuentes, thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for the work that your team does. We're deeply appreciative of it, and I know that the public appreciates it as well. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Rivera. We'll go next to our city attorney.
Thank you, Council President. It is my privilege and honor to join Councilmember Whitburn this morning on item 30, recognizing San Diego Youth Symphony Day in the city of San Diego. The San Diego Youth Symphony has been inspiring young musicians across our community. As a single high school orchestra founded by conductor Leo Shear has grown into a program that now serves more than 1,000 students every year. It's also one of the oldest continuously operating youth symphonies in the country, which is something our region can be incredibly proud of. What stands out to me is how committed the organization has stayed to making music accessible. Youth Symphony has also helped create wonderful early childhood programs like Chimes and Music Discovery, helping younger children and families find their way into music. And those children often become part of the youth orchestras as they grow. The San Diego Youth Symphony is more than an arts organization. It supports families and strengthens communities all across our region through the power of music. We're grateful for everything they do, and it's an honor to recognize them today. And I encourage everyone to check out their 80th anniversary season concerts happening this weekend. Hope to see you there. Thanks so much.
Thank you, City Attorney. We'll go next to Councilmember Von Wolf.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you to my colleagues for bringing forth wonderful proclamations as usual. And there's so much to say about all of them, but with item 30, San Diego Youth Symphony, to everyone involved in the San Diego Youth Symphony. I actually played the French horn for many years of my life as a young member here in San Diego, including in the San Diego Youth Honor Band. So I really appreciate all the work that people do to teach young people music. It's incredible, and the arts are incredibly important, and we need to support them and fund them here in the city of San Diego. So thank you for your work. Item 31, Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day. I want to thank my colleagues for bringing forth this important commemoration of the 1.5 million Armenians who lost their lives during the Armenian Genocide from 1915 to 1923. Thank you to the young people here who are continuing to hold up this legacy, because we have to learn from history so that we do not repeat it again. So very much appreciate my colleagues and the beautiful words you've already brought forward. Item 32, Older Americans Month. I would like to recognize Older American Month and celebrate the many older people and older adults whose leadership, experience, and contributions continue to strengthen communities across San Diego, including many older adults in my life. Approximately 1 in 7 San Diegans are age 65 or older, and that population continues to grow, making it even more important that we support healthy, connected, age-friendly communities. You know, up in Rancho Bernardo, we got to celebrate the Ed Brown Senior Center and the Oasis Senior Center. We have a lot going on, and we need more and more. My grandfather actually was with us to 102 years old, and believe me, he was with it. He could even log on to Zooms during the pandemic at 101. So we definitely want to invest in older Americans. Item 33, American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Thank you to my colleagues for bringing this forward as well. I want to celebrate all of our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islanders here in our greater community, and make our community vibrant, and the year anniversary of the Chinese Language School here in San Diego, and I look forward to making San Diego a more inclusive and welcoming city for all through these proclamations. Municipal Clerk's Week, item S504. Thank you so much to Clerk Fuentes and her entire team for your tireless earlier than any of us do, and often stay much later than any of us do, to make sure that the public can participate in democracy. So if we could just take a second and give all of you a hand. Thank you very much. And as item S504, Building Safety Month, thank you so much to all of our hardworking city employees who work so hard to make sure that buildings are safe and able to habitat, or we're able to be inside buildings in San Diego. You know, we do have wildfires, earthquakes, flooding, and other emergencies that can impact us, and making sure we have strong, resilient buildings is important. When we saw tragedies come out of nowhere, such as in Florida, when the entire half of the condo complex collapsed after erosion from the sea. So just thank you for your work. We appreciate you, and thank you to everyone for bringing forth the proclamation.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Wolford. We'll go next to Councilmember Foster.
Thank you, Council President, and quite a few fantastic proclamations here. First, item 32, Older Americans Month. Just thank you to my colleagues, Council President LaCava, Council Members Campbell and Whitburn, for bringing forward this proclamation recognizing Older Americans Month. Our seniors have poured so much into our communities, families, and neighborhoods, and deserve to age with dignity, support, and connection. In District 4, we see that work happening daily at the 4th District Senior Resource Center, where Ms. Pope and her team have crafted or created a space where seniors can stay active, socialize, and find support. Also, just a quick shout out to the Bay Terraces Community Senior Center. That's a center in District 4 that took about 25 years to get it to where our seniors have a place they call home and a place they use quite frequently. Also, just district and their senior center that they maintain. Again, with our senior population as it continues to grow, we have to keep investing in programs and services that help older adults live healthy, engaged, and independent lives. Item 33, Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. District 4. Don't know what else more needs to be said. I remember growing up when Lincoln High School across the street had an empty lot. You could see our Samoan brothers and sisters out there playing cricket in the lot. I just remember that so vividly growing up. But this is a month we celebrate Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, a moment to recognize the cultures, histories, and traditions that help shape communities across San Diego, and especially in District 4. Thank you to the community, the families, the small businesses, all the contributions that help to strengthen our community, something that has been near and dear to me as I grew up in District 4. Just congratulations on the 19th Annual San Diego Dragon Boat Festival Day, 19 years. Just want to give a quick shout out for Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Thank you, Madam Clerk, to you, your team, everything that you do to make sure that we are able to function, just what the council does, but also for the public, and everything that you do in making yourself available to make sure the public has resources, make sure the public is informed and has access to information. Also, just want to give a thank you and congratulations to our building professionals, all the work that goes into making our buildings safe. I want to say for 25 years in my past life, worked closely with a lot of the inspectors and just know how critical their role is as we build our facilities, whether it's a library, a fire station, whether it's a multi-family development. It is just such a pleasure to work with that staff and the work that they do to make sure, and I say the golden ticket, right? The certificate of occupancy, right? That's the golden ticket. So thank you for everything that you guys do. And Council President, I will conclude there. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Foster. Not seeing anybody else in the lights, I'll offer my comments. The route to positive change is an opportunity for us as council to recognize causes and individuals, help amplify their voices, and make sure everybody recognizes what this city represents in our diverse demographics. Thank you to my colleagues for all the proclamations. In the interest of time, I'll focus on just a few of them. At the risk of repeating some of the things my colleagues have already said, but item 31, Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, with the Council President Pro Tem and Councilmember Hilo Rivera, we recognize and remember the genocide committed by the Ottoman Empire against the Armenian people. Over several years, more than 1.5 million Armenians were killed, marched to death, deported, or exiled from their homeland. Recognizing this as one of the dark chapters in human history, while honoring the resolve and resilience of the Armenian people. People have rebuilt their lives, preserved their culture, and contributed to the fabric of their communities as they've done so here in San Diego. We stand in solidarity with them, acknowledging their stories and recommit On item 32, in partnership with Councilmember Campbell and Councilmember Whitmer, the three council members who are the youngest at heart, we proclaim May as Older Americans Month. As the population continues to age, it is important to continue to uplift services and resources that help support older adults in San Diego. The City of San Diego Senior Affairs Advisory Board is an excellent example of local resources that continually emphasize the needs and voices of older adults through policy advancement and age-friendly programs. These include the Parks and Recreation Department's Age Well Services, SDPD's Retired Senior Volunteer Patrol Program, both of which foster community engagement and connection that strengthen San Diego every day. And I'll be tapping into those in January 2029. Thank you to those whose lifelong contributions continue to strengthen, enrich, and guide our community every day. S504, I am proud to proclaim May 2026 as Building Safety Month in the City of San Diego. And in doing so, we highlight the people and the work it takes to ensure the safety of our communities. As an engineer myself, I'm grateful to the fellow engineers being recognized today at every level in the building safety industry. The amount of precision, expertise, and care that is required to ensure that our facilities and infrastructure are safe is often overlooked, but is essential to protecting and maintaining public safety. The city relies on the Development Services Department and Fire Rescue to play a critical role in sound infrastructure. Building Safety Month highlights the unseen work that is done in buildings. Thank you to all the building safety and fire prevention professionals, engineers, architects, tradespeople, and others in the industry for your dedication to keeping San Diego's buildings and the public safe. And in closing, S500 Professional Week. I joined Council President Pro Tem Lee and I'm honored to shine a light on a profession that continues to make the government transparent and most importantly accessible to its constituents. Our city clerk and the City of San Diego Clerk's Office is the very embodiment of that ideal. And whether it is translating official documents into 8 different languages, making records accessible to the public, and even offering passport services, they consistently exceed their mission to provide accurate information and maximize access to municipal government. Regardless of language or experience with local government, the public can consistently rely on the clerk's office to deliver accessible and accurate information. So as my colleagues have said, thank you, Clerk Francis, and your amazing team, including Mary way back there, for all the work that you do to keep our meetings running smoothly and San Diegans civically informed. And even though this role is the one that is probably the most visible to the public, as the council member, Hilo Rivera, kind of alluded to, what you don't see, and that the council president has the opportunity to see, that starting maybe about 9 o'clock, in preparation for council hearings, and all the way through, no matter what happens, what technological glitches, what difficulty the public has, either and all the emails and texts that are coming your way during the course of the meeting, you all are just relentless in what you do. So we're just very, very appreciative of that. So I'm going to allow Clerk Fuentes a few comments before we close.
Thank you so much, Council President. I'll try to keep it short. I'll even time myself. Just kidding. On behalf of the Office of the City Clerk, I really want to sincerely thank the council members and the council as well for this proclamation recognizing Municipal Clerks Week. Being remembered, I almost forgot it was Municipal Clerks Week, honestly, and so being remembered and being brought to our attention really meant a great deal to me and my office. The recognition just means so much because it reflects not only the importance of the work we do, but the trust you place in myself and our office every single day. It is truly an honor to serve as the city clerk for the City of San Diego, and I never take lightly the responsibility entrusted in me to help uphold transparency, accessibility, and the integrity of our democratic process. But I am especially grateful. I'm especially grateful for the opportunity to lead such an extraordinary team of dedicated public servants who make our office shine through their professionalism, expertise, and real heart. The work of the clerk's office often happens behind the scenes, but it is foundational to ensuring the public can engage with their government. While we don't usually toot our own horns, we do appreciate and really take our jobs seriously, whether it's coordinating city elections, maintaining and preserving official records, supporting the legislative systems, providing passport services, or ensuring the public has timely access to information. Our team really does approach every responsibility with care and commitment, and that's what makes the difference in being a part of the clerk team. The work we do and the things we accomplish are only possible because of the incredible individuals, each member of my staff, and the leadership team of Daichi, Christina, Kevin, Mark, and Miley, who consistently go above and beyond in service to the city. Their work ethic, integrity, and dedication inspire me every day and help me move forward. Thank you again to the council for this meaningful recognition, for your continued partnership, and for your trust in our office. We are proud to serve the people of San Diego and remain committed to carrying out our mission and vision. Thank you, Council President, for the time.
All right, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, with that, we have a motion by Council President Pro Tem Lee and a second by Council Member Whitburn. Clerk, please call the roll.
I'm sorry, the voting system, please cast your vote. That passes unanimously, 7-0, with Councilmember Campillo absent.
All right, with that, we will pause for photos, starting with item 30, San Diego Youth Symphony Day.
Gotta get all gussied up for the photo. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, huh? Yeah. Ready for that recess? Lost my city ID. Lost my card. I thought it must have just got. Then if, you know, that happened. I do, but I just was like, I didn't use this. And the only thing I can use is like fell off of